The term urban seems to create a fanfare whenever mentioned. Arguments arise that this term's objective is to water down the fact that its roots are in black music. Why should so many categories of music like hip-hop, R&B, garage and reggae dancehall be put under one category? Even the use of this word in this documentary can be construed as controversial. Is this a plot to deviate from the music's black roots, or is it a move for unity?
Oh, you want to know what urban is?
What's urban?
What is 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 urban?
Urban. Well, the urban term is a descriptive term that's come to describe a lot of the music that encompasses the styles of stuff that we do. You know what I mean? I'm not really frigging feeling that either. I think it should be black music. Certain times I feel like it should be black music. Other times I feel like it should be urban music. A lot of the time I use either depending on who I'm talking to. And seeing as I'm talking to you, you can call it frigging black music. I'm feeling that, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, urban, when you drop that kind of terminology out there in the wider scheme of things, people kind of know what you're talking about, and that's what we do.
I'm white. They use urban to describe black music.
Yeah. Whereas we all live in the same spot. It's all going down anyway. Like, you know,
It's hip hop, it's grime. It's a term. It's as if they've given it the term urban, so as they can just brush it. Yeah, that's urban. Yeah, that's urban. Yeah, that's it. And urban don't get no support in this country, as we can all see.
There isn't a music judge, you get me? There's no music court and there's no music judge. What you have to understand is, you don't say, oh, what do we call it now? All right, let's call it, not grime, let's call it Grimmy now. And then we start telling it Grimmy, and everyone calls it Grimmy. It's not gonna work like that. There's not a judge. We don't go to a music judge and say, what do you call it now, judge? And they say, urban on the table. No. We are the music. It's us lot. Get me?
We make it what
Yeah,
it
we
is.
make what we want to make it. Get me? Not one person. One person ain't gonna go and say, yeah, it's this, and everyone will listen to them. And not one judge either. It's us. Who cares what the scene say? If the scene are calling us urban, or we're all making tracks and they're not calling it urban, then we're not urban. You know what you are. You get me?
To be honest, you could put us in any category. You know, any category. You know, as long as the music's good, that's all we care about it. But at the same time, the word urban, obviously, we know. You know, there's more. Specific terms, do you understand what I mean? But obviously they fall, if anything, that to simplify it, they'll call it urban. But you've got ragga, you've got hip hop, you've got grime, you know. But to be honest, I can't really be bothered to get into all the politics. I mean, end of the day, it's like, nah, it's a case where I'm even saying it, but I'm saying it by accident. I don't like it, but that's just the way it goes. You know what I mean? I just care about our music, to be honest.
when you go to HMV, you see pop by itself, you see rock by itself, you see jazz by itself, you see hip hop and R&B under urban, but you see ragga and reggae. You know what I'm saying? So really and truly, it doesn't really make sense. Then you have certain artists that are in the urban thing, but they don't really make black music.
Urban, yeah, obviously spawning from the word black music, but you can't even call it black music because half of us ain't even black. Our dad's Portuguese and our mum's white and our dad's like, I'm black. Nah, fuck that, man. Urban is music because hip hop, the music that you like now, is now popular music, so it's pop. Like, if there's a white guy spitting better than a black guy or a Chinese guy like gin spitting, it's from black origin, I do agree. Don't get it twisted, but it's not black music no more, man. It's music for everyone, it's hard to get it, bang it, innit? I mean, Parabeats, he's a white guy, but he's one of the best producers in the fucking UK now.
I'm actually from the countryside, which is called rural, you know, so for my music to be categorised as urban would be wrong because I'm from Leeds and I enjoy the countryside landscapes of the British Isles. So I'm very rural in my music. I believe that it's the new marketing way for it to be acceptable to sell black music to the mainstream, and that's all it is, and it's all part of the commercialising, diluting of black music, of freedom of speech. You know, trying to say what we can say or what you can and can't say within your freedom of speech, you know what I mean? It's just, what's the word? It's suppression.
I don't really know why Miss Dynamite got so much slack when she said what she said about urban, but it's like urban just talks about so many different genres of music together, but at the same time, it's hard not to say urban because there's, you know what I mean, there's no other way of putting it, you know what I mean? You could say hip hop, garage, grime, R&B, Dashman, but it's just, it's long, so it's just been put under one title, and in a way it's bad, but it's not the end of the world, and it's not destroying the music. So
I think obviously urban was created to describe, you know, anything that's associated with sort of black or, you know, that kind of young scene or whatever. I think it sort of makes it easier for maybe white people in the mainstream to categorise, you know, everything and say it and feel better about it. But I mean, I don't take offence to the word. I mean, it wasn't offensive before. It only sort of started to become offensive when certain types of people started to use it, and it was being used in certain publications to describe, you know, a whole genre of things.
That ain't a word for us here, bruv. That's not a word for us. That's a word to make it easier for someone else to digest. You know, we make black music. I make black music, and the white folks I know who make music with me, they make black music too, and they ain't afraid to say it. But you know, I mean, I understand the marketing. You want to sell it to the masses. I understand that. I'm trying to sell to the masses, but you know, in a lot of ways, for me, that term is quite offensive. Why do we need to? Why can't we just call it what it is? Why is the word black so offensive? I don't get it. You know, I'm not into the urban thing here, cause I'm not in that. I think, you know, if it's the fact that people like Eminem and Justin Timberlake, Eminem wants to rap and Justin Timberlake wants to make R&B. That's all cool. No one ain't got a problem. Eminem is a wicked rapper. Justin Timberlake is one entertaining artist. But we don't need to give the whole music scene a new name to enable them to be able to make tune.
That's all I have to say. You know what I mean? I don't really think about it, like, you know what I mean, until when we got to start labeling on our own stuff, start letting the media and companies labeling it so we get into boxes and they can control it. Urban to me is just, I don't know, man. Urban sounds something like crackers and cheese in it. You know what I mean? I don't think, well, I don't know. That sounds like something. Urban sounds like a geography book.
Urban just another word for them to try and push us down, so I'm not feeling that word, you get me? With that urban, like, you get me? Just trying to make man sound like they're from a dirty part, like it's all urban and all grimy. Like, blood man just doing their thing and trying to expand and blow.
I think it's a load of rubbish, personally.
Why?
Because it's just urban. What is urban? That's just another word for black, isn't it? That's silly. Because you get white people that come from like a urban whatever society or whatever. That I don't think it means just. I don't pay no notice to it. I say it's a bad thing really because it don't make no sense. So if it's not making no sense, it can't be good.
no shortcuts, cut corners like a racer. My mind spits out that red hot like a crater. They look at me and wonder where it came from. It's all the elements you see, that's what it's made from. It's based on the mentality that I was raised on. Accept nothing but the best and always know that it's you that it came from. Lost sight but that day's gone, cause I can't return to the 9-to-5 life that I was saved from. Born in 85, so that's 20 years I waited by. Taking right what I was given, let me see what fate decides. Making everyone's dreams come true, but I run through my mind and I knew it was time I was taking mine. I looked above with them baby eyes. 15 years later knew the reason it was me with that crazy mind. I know myself and I don't write these verses to prove it. I'm not the type to spell out my issues, I'd rather just chew it. But my thoughts come out fluid like the ink on my pen. Don't always see the consequences, should be thinking again even though I already thought twice. I said it before, mine goes too quick for itself, probably should take some more time. I ain't mentioning names, this is for all of them saying little soldiers trying to get big by calling my name. I heard you, I heard every word you said. I'm not impressed, you wouldn't be to the level to battle me at your best, but keep writing them bars for me, cause I'm eager to see what you could say when me and you ain't got a reason to beef. Let me give you a lesson, you only take shots when they're taking your spot, your rival, or they're further up top. So logically it wouldn't make sense for me to return it. Retaliating ain't raising my soles, it's not worth it. Just puffing out your lungs, you'll just get in their way. Do what you gotta do so you could get some airplay. My thoughts come out fluid like the ink in my pen. Don't always see the consequences, should be thinking again even though I already thought twice. I said it before, my mind goes too quick for itself, probably should take some more time. Bloom!
So walk on, it's the soldier from South. Introducing Crates 24, what my flows speak for themselves. No need for back capes, more so utility belts. I'm in my hometown, that's London, just being myself. Watching these pricks know they want me to fail. Love to see me in jail with no bow, just a bed in a cell. Like I'm a master, I learned from a wise old owl. Keep a strap close by for when these snakes are around. I know they hate the way I'm setting the pace. They're jealous of the way the crowd goes mad when I step on the stage. From Southeast, the home of the brave. White the great, then broken the states, the craze, learned to master the trade. Same place I hustled for years, for weeks, for days. Same place my first scuff, first string with a fade. Was sipping Thunderbird, blazing commercial. Visage tags were still attached like to my jeans and my shirt. A sign of the times, young guard stuck on my grind. See so many olders in prison, love experimenting with crime. Freedom's a must, pray cause in God we trust. How you the best barristers so that the case can bust. Never catch me slipping more than once. I'm always on my P's and Q's. Never roll with bookie dudes. My second name, show me the money. Chicks love to show me the pussy. So dope, being crazy 24. I'm getting more chicks than ever before. Chicks that used to ignore. Now we acting like the typical horse. I sex hot, they got the belly and bang up the back. If I don't call back, cause the sex was whack. I love brims blood, but I don't fuck chicks bareback. I've never ever munched puss. I tried to be a bold cat. Yeah, see?
My take on the term urban is it's a whole load of shit. No, I think urban is a very stereotypical name for them to put over our music, to be quite honest. I went in HMV the other day. We used to have so much sections. We used to have ragga, like the dance hall basically, hip hop, R&B, all our different styles of music. Now everything from ragga to hip hop to R&B, anything that is basically ours, it's all shoved under one section. Urban, but not in a prejudiced way or a racist way. You go in there, you see like a lot of, well, obviously hip hop and all of them things, it's a cultural type of music, it's not just black. You've got like, a lot of people, and this grime thing, you've got a lot of white, black, Asian, everyone's doing it. But when you go in there, you see heavy metal, dance, techno, they're all in their own separate things. But then with our stuff, it's all just pigeonholed into one thing, and that's urban. So I don't like the name at all, and I don't think it's fair.
What's urban? Doesn't urban mean a built-up area? Does it not? Does it? Please, come on. If you look in the dictionary, urban will say a built-up area. I'm telling you straight. Do I look like a built-up area? No, serious thing. I am not a council estate. You get me? At the end of the day, fuck urban. There's no such thing as like, what the fuck is urban? Like, why all of a sudden? No, but why all of a sudden have they brought urban into music when urban was out there a minute ago?
It's like a flip on a coin. You could call soul play. I mean, you could call Coldplay soul. You know the way there, but it is Britpop. So like labels are putting labels, but then to overstand why it's called urban. It's gonna be called urban. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be good. It started off as jigabee music. So urban's come quite a long way. You know the way there. So it is what it is. Urban's urban. For now, we're urbanized. You know, hopefully we all know it already. Money only puts you in the powers that be only respect money in it. So if you start making some money, then you might not be urbanized, but that's a struggle that we gotta take.
Really and truly, yeah, that is the biggest joke of all. What are they trying to say, yeah? Who thinks of these terms? I want to know who come here with urban music. What, I have to live in a certain part of London to make my music? And what, does that mean that everyone that makes hip-hop music lives in a council estate or something? It really and truly is a joke thing, yeah? Who's putting these labels? Some sociologists here that lived 200 years ago in France, talking about the urban, and now they're talking about urban music. What's urban music, man? It's a stereotype here. If urban music exists, then what's urban fashion?
And what's urban lifestyle? What's suburban music?
Yeah. What's urban lifestyle? What's the urban state of mind? That doesn't that beg the question?
It's like anybody black that's doing music, or that's doing music with a little bit of edge to it, they'll call it urban, say. But I don't know the real. You know, all this urban thing, it just mixed me up for a real. Like, cause I don't know, man. I just know that what I've lived through, and I'm talking through my music, and some people are not talking through their music, or they're making up other things, or they, you know what I'm saying, or they're in a different world from what I'm doing. So all that confuses me, man. That's like a one big pot. Like when they go R&B people, or this person done a little edgy tune, so they call it urban or rare. Not even know what an urban artist is.
Urban means black, innit? But they just try to use that name to like water it down a bit, innit? They don't want to say black music, they want to say urban, so maybe a white person could jump in and come in the market, but urban to me means black. That's what it means.
Urban, you know I ain't down for that. I don't do urban music. You know what I mean? Urban's an old street. You know what I'm saying? I do black music, aka rap music, which is, like I said before, to me is the struggle of our people. Right now we're going through the money phase, you get me? It's like we come out of slavery and man can get McDonald's now. So now they're rapping about that or whatever, you get me? And rapping on that sort of tip, you get me?
Ultimately, this is not so much about us. We can sit here a lot and say, I don't like the type of urban. We spoke about it a few times as well. We don't personally like it, but it's a bit bigger than us, it's a bit deeper. It's about people who are at the top, who control the units, who make the money in rare. I want to put it in a category in which it will sell, you know? So in that sense, to be able to categorize what we are on a street level are doing is okay, but to just push it to one side and say, oh, you know what, I don't like urban, you know, it's not necessarily a good thing, but it's a good way of pushing together music which wouldn't normally be fused together.
I'm an artist, full stop. Music that I've been doing of recent, music I do could be considered as urban. I don't mind people call it whatever, but as long as you listen to the song and say it's Little Derek and not urban Little Derek. You know what I mean? Like I don't really mind. I'm sick of titles. You know, I've been getting titles from the beginning. You know what I mean? Like when I started flowing fast, you know, a lot of the UK hip hop people were like, you know, Sway's not one of us kind of thing. And then a lot of the gram guys were like, Sway's not one of us. You know what I mean? So I've been fighting titles from day dot. I don't give a fuss about it now, man. I'm just an artist, man. And anybody who like newspapers that will write about me say grime artist Sway, then another magazine would be like UK hip hop artist Sway. So if I was concerned about that, I'd be going crazy right now.
I don't want to be fucking anything really. What we doing, urban, gram, whatever it is, it's the music, and it's just whatever it is, isn't it? So
we don't care what it's called.
Yeah, whatever it's called, don't matter. Call it what you want. It's like Wiley said, what do you call it? Whatever, call what you want. We'll still be doing it. It does sound like hip hop. It does sound like gram. It sounds like everything, isn't it?
Oh, come on, please don't put me in that. What kind of category? Nah, man, not in no jungle category. Urban act, that's what that is. What?
You're an artist, innit?
I'm an artist, innit? No fucking... No, man. I do music. Come on, man. How can you just try and make up a word and throw everything in there, man? Just let things be, man. Don't try and categorize things. Forget categorizing it. It is where it is, you get me? Just let it be. It is where it is, man.
I think it's black music, so just give us credit and say black in front of it if you're gonna do that. And if you're not, then you can fuck off. I think it's their way of talking about street. Because if you think about what the opposite of urban is, suburban, and what suburban area is all nice and plush, innit? So he's trying to say we're dirty and grimy. Nah, it's black music. Gives it that strength. Yeah.
Yeah. I hate the term urban personally, but in the line of work that I do, for example, TV presenting, they make you kind of use that word in itself. And urban personally really makes me sick because they seem to think anything that's black is urban. What does that make me urban because I'm ethnic? No, it's not. It's not an urban thing. It's what you're spitting. I'm spitting UK hip hop. That's what it is, and that's what it always will be.
People associated with underground black people, our community kind of, innit? That's what our little. We've been put that bracket. That's what us, innit? Urban, but it's anything, innit? You just take it, innit? It's minor though. It's nothing like back in the day when there was all big politics about people calling them Negroes and all sorts. It's anything now, you get me, like urban, whatever, grime, whatever, I don't care. I don't even care about the scene, so it's just me, innit?
I think that word urban, it's just, for me, it's an excuse to put, I would say, you have to call it black music into a certain category. And I think if you look at every big producer on the hip hop scene, whatever, it's music. It's not, for me, we don't say, yeah, let's put on an urban rave. We put on a rave.
You know what, I don't really like that word, you know, because the way I see it is they're just trying to put urban and just everything black, like, put it over that side. But it's not that, you know what I'm saying? Everyone can listen to anything. Like, they're just trying to call it urban just to par it off on another side. But it's not, I don't like the urban.
What do you mean I'm an urban artist? I'm an artist. That's me, innit? I don't, all that labeling, man, that urban artist, what is that a term of saying like black or multicultural or something? What is it? You get me? That urban thing don't really mean shit to me. You get me? I'm an artist first and foremost.
The term urban, I think I use it too much because it's like, I see it like, it's annoying me. Like, I understand the term and I appreciate the term because it's kind of trying to stop the segregation, and I like the fact that it's stopping the segregation. I like the fact that you can get a grime guy
making tracks with R&B singers on it.
The urban word, you see the urban word, I don't really like it, they've even got me using it now. I use it a lot now and I don't like it, but the urban word, I'm not really digging it. I just believe, you know, what we do is, I don't think they should really put a word for it, because a lot of people are funny about the urban world, you know, the urban music or whatever. I just feel music is music and what we do is just our music. I can't really say it. I like that word, to be honest.
Urban. Yeah, I like urban, it's alright. I like the term urban.
I'm not even gonna lie, before I used to think the term was a bit negative in it. I used to think that it was, the umbrella was too big in it. Obviously they're just classifying everything that's basically black, so a lot of people was like, oh, they're taking it away from us, they're just trying to sort of segregate it, but at the same time, it's like, there are a lot of people with talent that obviously aren't black or black descent, so if it's just like the government and everyone else, commercial levels, it's like referred to just black music, that segregates it in itself. At least the term urban is embracing, you know, people that aren't, you know, like, it's like they're basically trying to say that the only criteria you need to fulfill is just to be urban, innit? Just to be from the cities, and you get what I'm saying. But it's a lot more embracing than just the term black music or such. You get me? So
I think it just makes people feel comfortable without having to say black or niggers or something like that. You know what I mean?
Like
I think
music.
it makes everybody be able to say it in a nice way. You feel me? That's what I reckon. The word urban is just a nice way of saying black or nigger. Or, you get me? Monkey.
It's still going to be pigeonholed, isn't it? Whether you call it urban or whether you call it black music. We all know that it's black music made by black people, but if it's called urban, so that little Katie can say, Mum, can I have some urban, as opposed to Mum, can I have some black music, and it's going to make us make more money and stop selling drugs and doing illegal things, and hey, let's call it urban. That's my take on it, bro. Call it urban, just put it in the front of the shop, innit? Like that, and let it sell.
I think urban is just something people use when they don't want to say black, to be honest with you. It's easier to urban music. Like, I don't know. Is Jamelia urban music? If urban's supposed to be something that's from the street, no disrespect to Jamelia, like, I like Jamelia, but her music is clearly not road music, neither is Mystique. Like, there's nothing about the street in their music. Lamar, again, one best urban. Well, Lamar's is kind of slightly more in that direction, but it's like, anything black they label urban, but everything black isn't from the street. Do you see what I mean? They gotta make up their mind what it means. Are we all from the road? Like, I don't know. I don't think we are.